It's time for Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout powered by Dell. I'm Ronu Kapoor. Joining me shortly, Deep Dasgupta and Ajit Agarkar as we look ahead to the game between Kings 11 Punjab and Kolkata Knight Riders. Gentlemen, you know the drill. First of five statements to preview this game coming your way. Statement number one, it is time for Punjab to drop Maxwell. Ajit?
I think so. I think so. But do you have someone who can come in his place? Would you play an Indian batter and then perhaps play another bowler? We keep talking about Maxwell, this threat, and we've been talking about it for a long time in the IPL. I think apart from 4 or 5 games in one of the seasons in the UAE, I can't really remember Maxwell ever being a threat in the IPL for some reason. So I don't know how they can keep persisting, thinking that he'll come off in one of the games because clearly they're losing. When you're winning, you can still push your boundaries. Do they have good enough replacements sitting in the dugout? Because I can't see a overseas batsman at the moment replacing Maxwell. But yeah, I don't think you can keep persisting with him in the hope that he'll come good.
All right, Deep. Anil Kumble seemed to suggest that Chris Gale would have played the last game. Would he be an option in place of Maxwell?
Could be. I mean, he can bowl over here and over there as well. What Maxwell's been doing, and it's a mystery why Maxwell doesn't do well in IPL. I mean, before he came for this tournament, the last game that he played for Australia got 100. I thought he's coming with form and everything else, but obviously IPL there is some issue with him in IPL. But having said that, for Kings 11, it's important to make those changes now. Another couple of games, if they don't get a win in the next couple of games, they'll be too late for them.
All right, let's go to our next statement. Then changes galore for Kings 11 Punjab. Should they consider giving Hardest Billion a look in? Deep?
Well, yeah. I mean, looking at Cottrell and what he's done, fair enough, fair point, because bowling has been an issue for them from game one. But last game with Arshdeep doing well and Ravi Bishnoi doing well, they kind of found a silver lining in that dark cloud of theirs. But again, I won't replace Mujeeb. So the only option left would be Cottrell then. Yeah, I mean, there is a fair call. Hardest Billion, he's got pace, and we've seen bowlers with pace in this tournament have done well, especially people whose natural length is a little back of length, can hit the deck hard, and Hardest Billion is one of those bowlers. So, yeah, why not?
Ajit?
Yeah, they'll have to, I think. I don't think they have a choice, really. The numbers seem good. If economy is slightly on the higher side, there's wicket-taking ability there. Which Kings 11 desperately need. They need to find a way. And I know chopping and changing doesn't always solve problems, but at the moment, Cottrell's had a fair go in this tournament, and he's a good bowler, but suddenly limits them to where he can bowl in the innings.
All right, let's go to our next statement for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Ajit, we're saying that they finally got their batting order right. Thoughts?
I mean, is Sunil Narayan going to bat number 4 all the time? I'm not so sure. There were some strange tactical decisions on that day against CSK, but they managed to eke out a win somehow. No, I don't think if Sunil Narayan is not opening, should be batting at number 4. I didn't mind that day. I know there was a lot of criticism why that there's Morgan. I personally didn't mind it as long as he didn't use up too many balls. So that should be a one-off. I can't imagine them sending him ahead of Russell and Morgan and Dinesh Karthik himself in the future games. But other than that, they look fairly settled. Like Rahul Tripathi, what a call that was after one game in Sharjah or 30 odd, and then promote him, and an incredible inning will give them a lot of confidence at the top. And Shubman Gill's been quite good for them. So
Deep?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, T20 for me, I don't believe in fixed batting lineups. So you have your openers. I mean, for me, openers are sacrosanct. You can't touch them. Apart from the openers, I think the rest of the batting order can be a little more flexible. Like Ajit, I didn't mind him coming out and playing the way he did at number 4, but that can't be a regular thing. As long as the openers are fixed, everything can be situational based.
All right, let's go to our next statement for the Knight Riders again. Andre Russell, who's bowling just 2 or 3 overs in most games. We're saying Russell should bowl 4. Ajit?
Clearly, he's not fit enough to bowl 4. That's their worry. Would they rather have Russell playing in the 11 or sitting on the bench because he tried to bowl 4 overs? They're obviously worried that death bowling, he's really good, so they don't want to use him up front, because if then the game or situation changes, they maybe not be able to bowl him at the end because he can only bowl 2, maybe 3 overs. but I'd still want a fit Russell playing. I don't just because he's looking good, you don't want to try and bowl him 4 overs if he's not fit enough. Which, frankly, it's a question for them to answer whether he's fit enough. If he is, he's got to bowl 4 overs.
Deep.
I can understand where that's coming from. It's also not about just being fit enough to bowl 4 overs. Whether the potency of those 4 overs are also an important aspect. Whether he'll be able to bowl the way he's bowling all 4 overs. There is no point him bowling 60% of what he can and forced to bowl 4 overs. So understand why he's only bowling 2 with his fitness issues. But as long as those 2 and doing his job properly, I think it should be fine.
All right. And finally, a last statement is that Punjab should persist with Mujeeb Ur Rahman in spite of a forgettable first outing. Deep.
I think yes. Let's not judge him based on just one game. I think that'll be very, very unfair. And one of the major issues with Kings 11 Punjab and their bowling has been picking wickets. So as Ajit mentioned with Hardus Willian, he's a wicket-taking bowler. The other wicket-taking option is Mujeeb Ur Rahman. Mujeeb being a wicket-taker that he is, yes, I will back him, surely.
Ajit.
Yeah, he's played one game and ran into a red-hot opening pair of SRH. So he's a wicket taker. They need wickets. You've got to find the best options that you can to pick wickets, and he's got to play for me. I think he has a great record in T20 cricket. And at the moment, the bigger issues in bowling than batting. Batting seems like they have the personnel who'll do it. Bowling, they just can't figure out who their best 5 are at this point. And for me, Mujeeb, now that he started, certainly deserves a go in the next few games because he can be a match winner.
All right. Thank you very much, Ajit Agarkar and Deep Dasgupta, for looking ahead to this game between Kings 11 Punjab and Kolkata Knight Riders on Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell.